Okay, so if you read what's on the screen right now, there's a video that I was uploading called Exploring Fear Part 1 that did not get finished. It says there was a problem uploading this to YouTube. I know what the problem is. I'm not going to say as to avoid looking stupid. But when you go to my editing app, you can see also that something happened to the video here. And so originally this video was supposed to be 2 parts or just 20 minutes, and instead now it's going to be just 1 part. It kind of sucks because where the video starts off is a very charged point, and this video wasn't even supposed to have anything to do with that. It was just an example that I thought of. This is actually the second 10-minute half, so with the start of this video, please don't go off on a tangent about that part. You just didn't have the context of the first half of the video, which was literally 10 minutes. And I could read the thesis or the prompt that was for like the first 2 minutes of the first 10 minutes of the first half of this 10 minutes. But nah, I'd rather not. I'm just gonna upload this video as it is, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. Peace. Leave a like and subscribe. If I be making you do a little double take, making you do a huh? How about Sews leaves me's one of them likes and subscribes? This topic is kind of strange. It segues into a lot. Here's one current event kind of way that this topic segments into the real worldview. So a lot of females and males are engaging in this back and forth. They're having a discourse about the validity of females being afraid at nighttime, walking around at night. A lot of them are like, "Oh, girl, I'm so afraid. I'm so afraid," and then a lot of them are not afraid because they have firearms. And then, but there's this argument going back and forth like, is it weird that they are afraid? Is it valid to be afraid? Now, I'm not trying to discuss that here because I don't have a place in that. I don't really care. I think I'm aligned with the females that just get a firearm. I think that the argument in itself is a facade. It's fake, because to imply that you have something to fear from men and men don't fear other men is kind of stupid. For example, when I walk around outside at night, of course I'm going to be fearful of other men. Like, do you think men aren't afraid of being attacked? Like, you're not just a target because you're a woman. It's usually shit that you have. Like, it's not about them wanting to attack you because you're a female. It's because you're like a lone target walking around outside at night. Like, I understand that there's more to it. Like, you're afraid of being SA'd, but really fucking there's more than just being SA'd that go towards your fear in walking around outside at night. I don't know. That's not really even what the fucking video was supposed to be about. And that's just one example of how it's relevant to wonder why we are afraid of certain things. So they try to break it down and say that your fear response is merely a flight or fight. I don't think that's true in the slightest bit. There's some animals that have like established mechanisms in themselves to literally just freeze, as if that's going to fucking help them. Like, it's so crazy that they think that's gonna work. It's so stupid. But sometimes it legitimately fucking works. And that's what's even stupider. Like, some animals get away with that with certain animals, and then they'll try it. For example, rabbits. Rabbits, they freeze up, and in front of certain animals, that works. But in front of animals that hunt with their smell, or that aren't afraid to eat something that's already dead, that doesn't work. They're still going to eat you. And as a matter of fact, you just made it 10 times easier for whatever predator is looking for you. So it's just weird to ponder the fear response, because sometimes as a human, you may choose not to run or not to be afraid of something that may have usually scared you. For example, a lot of females are afraid of creepy crawlies, bugs, insects, but when it comes down to it, say she has her baby with her, she's not going to be afraid of it. Or say she's with a friend that's scared, then she might not be afraid of it. The same goes for men. There's actually a fuck ton of men that are afraid of creepy crawlies. It's weird that humans, like, if we're gonna be so naive as to break it down to a scale of you fear something because it's bigger or it's smaller than you. If we're just gonna break it down to something that's simple, but then have some type of cognitive dissonance to where you don't understand what that means about yourself, it's strange. I don't know how we could even break down this conversation as far as like approachability and things like that, because something like a symbiotic relationship makes sense. Both parties are getting something out of symbiosis. For example, the termites that are working inside of ant mounds, they're not really slaves so much as not termites, springtails. Like, they're not slaves so much as they are helping cultivate, in the case that they get food and the ants get to reap the crops of their efforts. You know what I mean? Or there's lots of other forms of symbiosis. Humans have symbiosis with a lot of pets. We've dedicated that the companion stat, like pigs and dogs that are helping on rescue missions. You've seen all types of videos. I don't need to prove to you that humans have fucking trained animals and both sides are getting a benefit. I don't understand. It's just in biology, they try to make things really simple, and it's not that clear cut. So people like Andrew Tate, they'll say things like, "Oh, a lion is a really good hunter." Fucking lions are literal dog shit hunters. They have a 30% success rate as a group, and as a solo, they have a 17% success rate. When I was guessing what their success rate was, I thought like 35, but it's literally lower than the credit that I was going to give them. Like, I was giving them credit saying it's like 45%, 35%. No, it's fucking worse than I thought. It's way worse than I thought. The group success rate is literally lower than I thought. Like, I knew they were scavengers, but I thought that at least the females were a little bit better built for hunting than the males and were actually capable. But fuck no, they actually suck. It's almost as if, in trying to establish a common knowledge, we've made people think that the averages are the only thing. Like, the averages are the only the averages are a normality. That's not really how the statistics are supposed to be represented. You are supposed to represent statistics in that way, because it kind of skews the information. And you see that a lot. You see a lot of people in politics doing that. You see a lot of people in media doing that. It's just, it's so terrible. Humans are like the fucking worst. But that all aside, in biology, they try to simplify things, and that makes it look simple, but in truth, it's a lot harder to understand. For example, the lion. We were using the lion. They don't have that high of a success rate with hunting, but it's not only that. You think that the king of the jungle is uncontested. For some reason, it's a hierarchy, and at the top, they think that there's something at like the top of a pyramid. One way to counter that and conceptualize it in a more positive way is a tier list. Instead of a hierarchy in which things are ranked consecutively or chronologically, don't order it like that and think of it as a tier list. That's why a lot of the time when you get into like high school biology or college, they're going to start showing you webs instead of just like a linear progression. But even webs can be deceiving, because oftentimes what you're going to realize is skill is kind of a hard factor to determine viability when you're at the top. For example, a cheetah is a successful predator, but you think about a cheetah and you see that obviously if you put a cheetah against a lion's going to demolish a cheetah, or a cheetah versus a hyena is probably going to demolish a cheetah. It's just, people try to make it like go straight across, but it really doesn't go straight across. And so when you try to understand things like why things are afraid, it's so hard to generalize, and that makes it hard to even come up with like a basis of ideas as to why things fear things the way that they do. What do you folks think are viable options as to what fear stems from, what fear is?